up, aren't we?
Sorry, I couldn't find their intro.
I guess we couldn't get the intro up today, but I guess hopefully our producer
I couldn't find the intro. I apologize.
We'll figure that out hopefully by the end of today's show. By the way, my name is Goose.
I'm Logan.
All right, we're the Wrestling Boys. Here back for another week of
talking about wrestling
and
stuff
having a good time. So let's bring up some of the latest news coming up that's happened in the past week. And Mr. Brock Lesnar, what is he called? Is he
reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion, universal champion of the world? Well, you know why we don't know what he's called? Because he never shows up.
We just heard this past week that Brock Lesnar will not attend SummerSlam. Okay, one of the main 4 pay-per-views WWE has, and Brock Lesnar is not coming. And then we get the news later, this week that he surpassed whose record now?
The Honky Tonk Man.
The Honky Tonk Man who held on to the IC title for 13 months and defeated it against the likes of, I don't know, what was the guy? Brutus the Barber Beefcake and the other guy, Ultimate Warrior, and some other, and a lot of, and who was Brock faced for the Universal Championship?
I can't remember because it's been a long time since the last defended.
It was Roman Reigns and
who will remind cannot defeat him.
And Roman Reigns
cannot defeat him.
And when he did have a match against Braun Strowman and somehow won. So right now Brock Lesnar is a no-show for SummerSlam. So it seems like Brock Lesnar is actually the vanishing, disappearing, nowhere to be found Universal Champion, and who I think is a coward for not coming to defend his title. And let me tell you something. Brock Lesnar could walk into this studio, rip my arms off, hit me over the head with them, and I wouldn't care. I would still call him the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Now,
he's worthy of it. I don't really care.
Now, you found some information out about Brock Lesnar when he held the IWGP title.
And that was back in 2005.
2005. And what happened? Who did he defend it against?
He actually had to vacate it. But I don't remember. Yeah.
Wait, he had to. He won the title.
He had to. It didn't say who he defended it against, but he had to vacate the title for. Here is the really funny reason for refusing to return and defend it.
The vanishing, disappearing, nowhere to be found Universal Champion had to vacate a title because he refused to defend it.
Which he is doing right at this moment.
Wow. So, anyway, but we're going to talk more about... Yes, Tyler.
Can I share my input on the situation?
Really quickly.
It sounds like Brock Lesnar is scared to give up his title.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
no kidding.
Sherlock.
Yeah. I think everybody's figured that out.
Seriously, at WrestleMania, he pretty much ended the match on purpose by punching Roman Reigns to the point where he started bleeding. Yeah. Seriously, everybody probably knew he did that on purpose because he didn't want any risk of losing the title.
So later on in our show, we're going to talk about. We have 3 guys apiece who we think can legitimately remove that title from Brock Lesnar.
If he ever shows up.
The vanishing, disappearing, nowhere to be found.
Universal Champion.
All right. So enough with Brock for right now. Let's talk about the sad passing of Matt Cappotelli. I don't know much about Matt Cappotelli. You read some stuff up on him. What was it that you said that he competed in?
He was the winner of, or the co-winner of Tough Enough 3. I didn't know about Tough Enough because I didn't pay attention to it, and he was a friend of The Miz and John Morrison, and so. That's really how I knew about it. Miz posted about it on Instagram, and that's how I saw it.
So he had a very brief career. I didn't know much about it. He said Matt Cappotelli died. My first recollection was who? But then he said he was the winner of Tough Enough 3, and he was a co-winner of Tough Enough 3, and that's what I remember. Is I do remember, that he'd won at Tough Enough 3, and I don't remember basically what happened to him after that. I do know that he must have had a very brief wrestling career. We give our hearts and thoughts out to the Cappotelli family and to all those who he was friends with.
Well, I mean, the sadder part of that is he was fighting brain cancer for 13 years.
13 years. I mean,
before he died.
So you talk about that son of a bitch was tough enough.
Yeah.
To
he lived up to the
moniker of being tough enough. Now let's go on. You just saw this just before we went on the air. Now you and I have been absolutely bitching to WWE about that. Give me your idea of this past Raw.
It was trash. There were only 2 good matches, and that was the tag team match between Roman and Seth and Drew and Dolph. And then the women's match between Liv Morgan and Ember Moon.
That was pretty good. That one was actually a pretty good match. And I thought, and again, how long is Raw? Raw is how many hours?
3 hours.
3 hours.
Enough to have maybe 5 good matches.
Yeah, I mean,
instead of garbage upon garbage segments and trash matches.
And the interesting part about this is I recently saw something that WWE knows that their product is mediocre, and they're working on it. Well, that would be like me going to a restaurant, ordering a hamburger, and it comes out bland and tasteless, and I just hand it back to them. This is really
just a burger.
This is mediocre food. This is mediocre food, and they go, yes, but you know what? We got a line around the corner, and the people are still going to eat here. Okay, here's the thing, WWE. If you don't improve your product, guess what? 2 months away is going to be Monday Night Football.
And nobody's going to be watching you.
Raw, yeah, it'll come down to that. So you found this interesting article just before we went on the air. What does it say? It says Daniel Bryan is not confident in WWE creative.
Well, I mean, I'm not either. So.
I mean, this is the same crew that couldn't find anything
for the bar. They couldn't find anything for Sanity for like 2 months.
Let's go back further. They couldn't find anything for Austin Aries. They
gave the title to Enzo.
They couldn't find anything for Neville. And I just found out this past week that the reason the bar hasn't been on Raw or SmackDown, we can't find anything for them. Really, you cannot find anything for Sheamus and Cesaro, 2 of your bigger talents.
And 2 veteran wrestlers. They've been with you for a long time.
And you can't find anything for them. Oh, well, they're at house shows right now. Well, that's great. We'll find them in a house show.
I mean, every performer you have is supposed to be working house shows.
Exactly.
That's their job.
That's their job. But when you're wondering, where are these great tag teams that we've been wanting to see for weeks? By the way, they brought back Team Hell No.
Yeah.
Which I'm
so happy about that. Which, by the way, we were talking about that last week. I just watched our show while you were doing Lionel and Randy's show.
Okay.
I was just like, hey, we mentioned that last week.
Oh my gosh.
And then, lo and behold, they actually came back together like 4 or 5 days later after we just talked about it.
And
it's like The Simpsons. We predicted the future.
And it's funny because now they have a title match against the Bludgeon Brothers. Again, a stupid name. The Bludgeon. I will keep saying that forever. The Bludgeon Brothers is the dumbest name you could come up with for these 2, for Harper and Rowan. You should have just kept it Harper and Rowan.
Yeah, please.
It would have been better. All right, but which I find interesting. Of course, this past SmackDown, they go through the same routine. You still think I'm the weakest link?
That was funny.
You were the weakest link. Come on. I will tell you that it's but it's almost like the only way that creative is figuring out. The only thing that creative can figure out is, well, let's get old teams back together, and let's try to make something,
Well, at least it was a nostalgic moment, Ollie.
I do like. First of all, you and I both agree on one thing. First of all, Raw was basically trash. To have a main event where Kevin Owens hides inside a porta potty, and Braun Strowman.
That was supposed to be the main event.
That was supposed to,
And turned into a spurt.
It turned into a comedy routine. Okay, it was just. It's
was
absolutely horrible. It was garbage. It was horrible. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, it's just, the proof is there. You watch Raw, and you can see that WWE creative, they have no idea what they're doing. They can't figure out what to do as far as storylines. The only thing I liked about Raw is, the one match where Roman Reigns basically told Bobby Lashley to just watch and I'll take care of him, and then he literally gets his ass beat by the Revival, and Bobby Lashley just walks away. I mean, first of all, that's almost the only match I'm pretty much going to see out of Extreme Rules, because I'm looking forward to watching Roman Reigns get his butt whipped, because he's been pushed and pushed and pushed to the point where it's almost comical. In fact, I would not be surprised if they tried to do another Lesnar-Reigns match for the title again, because there's nothing original coming out of the back. There's nothing original coming out of creative. And let me tell you something, guys. You better figure out. Yeah, you could take a nap during Raw and you wouldn't miss anything. Let me tell you something. You guys in creative better figure it out soon, because diehard fans like us are already starting to walk away from this crappy stuff you're putting out there. All right. Before we go, anything you want to say before we go to break? About this, creative?
No, not really.
Yeah, I think we beat it enough. Let's go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some dream matches between wrestlers from New Japan against some WWE guys. We think that it would probably be better than what they're putting out right now.
Yes, it would.
We'll be right back. We're the Wrestling Boys. We'll see you on the other side of this.
That was seriously...
Introducing the new California State Penitentiary Bologna Sandwich. Jail food sucks. Don't let your family eat jail food.
Your home is perfect. Until it's not. We understand that life has its changes. As your family grows, we're here to help grow with you. Because taking care of your family is important to you and important to us. Your story starts here with Cornerstone Mortgage.
At the time you were arrested, you were served with a DS-367 temporary driver's license. It's good for 30 days, but if you don't act within 10 days, at the end of those 30 days, your license will be suspended. It's important for your lawyer to contact the DMV for you. Set up a driver's license administrative hearing so that your license does not go into suspension. That's something here at Braemar Law we do for you.
We're back. Are we back?
Yeah.
We're back.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out if our producer can figure out where the intro is and where he lost it. We're now putting out a lost and found poster for our intro. So you and I have been, especially you've been binge watching a lot of New Japan.
Yep, every morning.
Every morning, and in fact, this weekend is their G1 special coming out of the San Francisco Cow Palace, which you said that are they gonna show it live or?
Yes.
Okay, good.
They are. I just checked it yesterday.
Nice. So you'll be able to see some good wrestling.
Yes.
This weekend, if you tune in, now where do they go to catch the New Japan?
Channel 340, Access TV.
So look for Access TV for any of your cable channels, and you'll be able to see. And what time does it come on?
Like 5 in the evening.
5 in the evening. Okay, so and I mean, even if you just catch one night, you will see the superior product of New Japan.
I mean, they're playing it twice. So.
I mean, so it'll be. I think it'll be well worth checking out. So you said we need to come up with some dream matches between New Japan and WWE.
Definitely.
So let's go over the list of guys, because we got 8 guys. We're going to quickly run through them. Let's go with Sonata. Who do you like to wrestle against Sonata? Now this guy's like. This guy's very athletic, goes all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And I would like to see someone. In my opinion, I think someone like an Xavier Woods would be very good against someone who could fly, run around the ring. Maybe even a Daniel Bryan would go against Sonata. But I think Daniel Bryan would be better for one of the other guys on our list. But I think, but my opinion would be Sonata versus Xavier Woods.
I think I brought up Sonata versus the Velveteen Dream.
Oh, that was an interesting. You did bring that up, and I think that is an interesting match. Why do you like Velveteen Dream?
I don't know. I just think they're like similar in size, and they're both really athletic.
They both have the same style of character.
Yeah.
So I think it would be interesting because they're both the kind of guys that you could you watch them. I mean, if you put them next to each other, you couldn't almost tell them apart, just basically by the way they carry themselves. I think they're good, and that would be a really good match. Velveteen Dream versus Sonata would be really good. I like Xavier Woods again because Xavier's very agile, very fast,
very underrated.
Very underrated. I think he's I think he'll be getting a singles push pretty soon.
Hopefully.
And I think Sonata would actually be would be a good match for them. Now let's go to one of the bigger guys, and and forgive me because I cannot say their first names, so I usually go by their last names. So Ishii.
Oh, Tomohiro Ishii.
Tomohiro Ishii. Who do you like against Ishii?
Rusev.
That would be a good match. Those two guys would just really beat each other to death.
Oh yeah.
and I think, and not only that, but for two big guys, they're also really agile. They also go through the air pretty well. And I think I mean this would be a match where they would just as JR would say, there would be a real slobber knocker.
Real slobber knocker.
They would literally beat each other around pretty well. I like Kevin Owens against Ishii. Owens is
I brought up that also.
Yeah, we were talking about this for days. I think Kevin Owens is another big guy. I think he would give Ishii fits because Owens is very agile. Another guy who's, for a big guy, is very quick. And I think that I think he would push Ishii to his limits. I think Ishii would beat him. But I think that, but Kevin Owens would just, at some point, I think, just start slapping him on the head, and then Ishii would just turn around and headbutt him in the jaw to shut him up. But I think, Kevin Owens and Ishii would be a good match. I like Rusev and Ishii would make a great match. Now let's go to one of your favorite wrestlers, Juice Robinson. Oh. Juice Robinson.
What do you want, Tyler? Stop showing us your phone. It's getting annoying.
We got it. I got it right here.
Sorry.
Okay? He's giving us the time. Well, how long have you been on? He's giving us the time. He's being a good producer. Go, Juice Robinson.
Oh my God, it's getting annoying.
You lost your place.
Good.
You lost your place. So Juice Robinson, I think for me, again, someone else who would be another aerial guy. I think to go up against him, I think you would want someone like. I lost my place. Someone like Finn Balor would be a good match for Juice. Again, two guys who would definitely run around the ring and put some time into it. But I think Juice and Finn would be really. He's done New Japan, so that would be a very good. Who do you like against Juice?
Maybe Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan? No, Daniel Bryan's a little smaller than Juice, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
No, why do you
Juice
why do you like Daniel Bryan?
I don't know. Because they're both fast, and I believe they might be a good fit for a match.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Maybe. Just let me think for a second. I'm trying to think.
Well, let's not think too long. I'm going to move on to as you're thinking of for Juice Robinson. I'll go into Michael Elgin. Now, Michael Elgin he's also a bigger guy. I picked actually Rusev to go against Elgin. I think they would actually literally beat the snot out of each other. I think Elgin would have fits with Rusev because Rusev does get in the air. He does do a few aerial things. That would probably give Elgin some fits, but I think having these two brutes go up against each other, because Elgin is really tough. I remember we watched the match against Elgin and Okada, and he gave Okada fits because he just couldn't seem to get over the strength that Elgin has. But who do you like? Who do you like against Elgin?
I said Rusev.
Rusev? So we agree with Rusev.
Yeah.
So we actually agree with this one.
Yeah, because they're similar size and they're both really, really strong guys.
Now let's go. Now let's talk about. Now we're getting up to the really, really meat of the New Japan wrestlers, because these four guys are like the top. These four.
Yeah.
Guys. So let's talk Naito, who's is he currently in a feud with Chris Jericho, or is he?
Yeah, because I guess so, because he did just lose the Intercontinental title to Chris Jericho.
And they've been feuding for a while. So I remember, because I was watching one match where I guess they were out there talking, and as Naito's going back to the dressing room, all of a sudden this guy comes out with a skull mask and starts beating on him. And at first I thought, the aces and eights are back, because it sure looked like it. But then the guy took off the mask, and it's Chris Jericho. And I guess they're just saying that Chris Jericho signed a 2-year deal with New Japan to wrestle over there. I mean, think about it. Here's one of the greatest WWE wrestlers of all time, in Chris Jericho.
The GOAT of all wrestling.
Chris Jericho. And he goes to New Japan for at least 2 years to wrestle there. So when I was looking at Naito, I was actually looking at Daniel Bryan to wrestle.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Again, Daniel Bryan, because first of all, the contrast in just styles and character would be really good for Naito and Daniel Bryan. I also like, and this guy's not in WWE, but I think Austin Aries against Naito would be a great match too, because
it would.
Because these guys have actually similar styles, and they would actually just go at it against each other. Who do you like against Naito?
Yeah, that also sounds good, but let's see. I mean, I told you we should have written down the matches, because this would have made this a lot easier.
Well, it made it a lot easier, but I like to get you to the spur of the moment kind of thing, because we bring up, I remember you telling me that you like Naito and Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Now, why do you like Seth Rollins for Naito?
They're both two of the top guys. They're both like 5-star wrestlers.
They would go. They would probably go at it for like 45 minutes.
Oh yeah,
at least, and it would be one of the best matches, that Dave Meltzer would probably ever dream of.
If he actually is not being a jerk that night and actually knows how to rate the matches.
So let's go to one that we both agreed on, because we were talking about this, and that was Tanahashi. Tanahashi. Yeah. We both agreed that it would be
Dolph Ziggler.
And basically because we both believe Dolph Ziggler's one of the best, and Tanahashi is one of the best.
Yeah.
And these are two guys that would absolutely sell a snot out of the match, because they're both first-class wrestlers. They both can go high. They both are very aerial. They both have counter, and they can both counter attacks. They can both strike. They can both they're both guys would basically, it would almost be like a wrestling clinic.
Yeah.
Watching these two guys.
Definitely.
What do you think?
Oh, I have to say one thing. Dolph better watch out for that dragon screw.
No kidding.
If he's going to be using that super kick or a drop kick, he's going to be needing to watch out for Tanahashi's dragon screw.
Dragon screw.
He is like the king of that move.
Oh my gosh. We were watching a match between Tanahashi and Ishii, and he put that dragon screw on Ishii like, what, 5-6 times?
Oh, probably more than that.
More than that, and it just kept dragging that knee over and over and over. Okay, now the two guys at the top of the mountain.
Yes.
Kenny Omega and
Kazuchika.
Yeah, whatever. Okada. What do you want to talk first? You want to talk Omega first or Okada first?
Well, since Omega's the champion, let's talk Okada.
Okay. Now, you liked Seth Rollins for Naito, and I like Seth Rollins for Okada. Both I think are big guys. They're both strong guys. They're both, excuse me, as I'm going to be eating lunch pretty soon. They're both very agile. They both sell the crap out of whatever it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it would come down to, could Okada get the Rainmaker on Rollins before Rollins can get either the
knee or the curb stomp.
The curb stomp, or even the pedigree on Okada. Not only that, he'd have to do more than one finisher just to get Okada down. But I think it would be get it in another 45-minute match. That would just sell the house. Who do you like for Okada?
See? Again, I told you we should have written down the matches.
Okay, well...
Well, I got my one for Juice Robinson.
Juice Robinson, who do you
How about
like?
Jeff Hardy?
Jeff Hardy, that would be a good one. Because both those guys, oh my God, you're right. Jeff Hardy would be really, really good for Juice Robinson. Why?
I think they got like similar styles.
Similar styles. It would be a good match. Please watch them counter each other, fly right across the ring. That would be good.
Yep.
Okay, now let's go to the big guy, Kenny Omega.
Yes, top of the mountain.
Top of the mountain. Who do you like for Kenny Omega?
Oh, Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan. Now, why Daniel Bryan?
Well, I mean, they're both like extremely good wrestlers, and Daniel Bryan probably be a good one to take him on. Or Seth Rollins.
So you like both Rollins and Bryan?
Yes.
Okay. I wonder about Bryan because Bryan is smaller. I don't think he'd be able to take as many knee strikes. With his concussions, I don't think he'd be able to take as many knee strikes. I like the pick, and again, this must be, we must really like Seth Rollins because, and let's be honest, Seth Rollins is probably the top of the mountain in WWE right now.
Now I got my one for Okada, but let's continue.
Who do you like for Okada? No, let's go back. Who do you like for Okada?
Drew McIntyre.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh.
That's what I was saying. I couldn't remember.
That's right, because both tall, you're right, because they're both tall.
Both are really tall. I think Okada's like 6'4", and McIntyre's 6'5", so...
Both strong guys.
Really big guys.
And again, I think it would take more than one Rainmaker to keep...
Definitely more than one.
To keep McIntyre down. And
it might take more than one Claymore to keep Okada
yeah,
down for the 3 count.
That would be an absolute dream match. But who do you like? Oh, but who do you like? You like for Omega is you said Seth Rollins?
Yes.
Seth Rollins. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say John Cena.
John Cena. Huh.
I think...
Interesting.
I think because, I mean, here are two guys, I don't know if they've ever even faced each other.
Probably not.
And I think because, Cena is the man. Cena is the man. He's been the man.
He's the face of WWE. No matter how much Vince wants Roman to be, no matter how much you like Roman, it's still John Cena.
And I think and not only that, but one wrestler we forgot to go against Naito would have been Randy Orton, which would have been.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Randy.
Which would have been because here a couple of guys haven't been around for a while because maybe creative hasn't figured out what to do with them yet.
They're like, oh, we don't know what to do with them.
They've only been with the company for over 10 years. We haven't figured out what we're going to do. Anyway, but I like Omega and Cena because, one, it would sell the house out. You have two big guys who would just literally pound into each other. You have two guys who are well known, and it would almost be classified as like a match of the century.
Yeah.
So, I mean, having these two go against each other would be absolutely amazing. I just looked down, I said we were way over.
But I got 2 tag matches that I forgot about.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, go for your tag match.
We got the Young Bucks versus the Usos.
Well, that would be a good
We got
match.
Super Cake Party times 2. And Evil and Sonata versus the Bar.
Oh, the Bar. I mean, and in the Bar, I think you got two guys again. These are 4 guys who would just literally just beat on each other, and just knock each other around. You have Cesaro, who's one of the strongest guys, who I think will end up picking up one of those two. Like, I'll probably be Evil and just spin him around the ring, 20 times before he just drops him, and then Evil goes to the wrong corner and tags in the ref. I think that those would make really, really good tag matches.
Well, I mean, yeah, it would, because you were talking with me when you said it would be the good.
Yeah, they would be really good. They would really be good matches. Like I said, we are way over on our next break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the vanishing, disappearing, nowhere to be found Universal Champion, and talk about
who can beat him.
And we think we've come up with 6 guys that can do it. We'll be right back after this.
At the time you were arrested, you were served with a DS-367 temporary driver's license. It's good for 30 days, but if you don't act within 10 days, at the end of those 30 days, your license will be suspended. It's important for your lawyer to contact the DMV for you. Set up a driver's license administrative hearing so that your license is not going to suspension. That's something here at Braemar Law we do for you.
Your home is perfect. Until it's not. We understand that life has its changes. As your family grows, we're here to help grow with you. Because taking care of your family is important to you and important to us. Your story starts here with Cornerstone Mortgage.
Introducing the new California State Penitentiary Bologna Sandwich. Jail food sucks. Don't let your family eat jail food.
And we're back. You just missed a great match between Logan and my producer Tyler, who they both knocked each other around, and I had to fix everything before we got back on the air. It came out to a draw. So it's come out to a draw. Now they understand each other. We're just trying to figure out because apparently
we settled our differences.
Because apparently Logan doesn't like having stuff shoved in his face.
We are now back to being nice brothers, and we settled our differences.
No, it was just a misunderstanding. Anyway,
Yes, it was.
So now that we know that Brock Lesnar will not, we repeat, not be at SummerSlam, we sat down and we're like, we need to come up with some guys that we think, aside from Roman Reigns, because that train is just up.
Well, yes, we know he can't. He's had like 4 opportunities.
We know that train has left the station and is not coming back. We hope it doesn't come back. But we
Hopefully.
So we sat down and we were like, we need to come up with guys that we would like to see face Brock Lesnar in a title match. And And we came up with some interesting names, and we're going to start off with your guy first. Who do you like going up against Brock Lesnar?
Drew McIntyre.
I like this pick. Tell me why.
He's bigger than him. He can wrestle, unlike Brock Lesnar. He can take more than one F5. And plus, I think Brock Lesnar, after he takes a few claymores, he ain't going to be able to get up.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to get up either. I think after Drew takes a couple of... even after Drew takes about 3 or 4 suplexes, he'll still be able, to get up, and he'll counter that F5, and he'll just start, he'll make it a wrestling match. And I think that Brock just doesn't. I don't think Brock. We proved it with Goldberg in a way that Brock really doesn't know what to do when someone actually fights back against him.
Yeah.
So I like Drew McIntyre.
When he actually has competition, he doesn't know what the hell to do.
And you and I have both said something to each other, because now that Dolph Ziggler has the IC title, and we envision Drew McIntyre winning the Universal Championship, and eventually the Revival will win because you'll hear it here, the Revival will be new tag team champions, and they will end up being the new 4 Horsemen altogether. Yes. I think that you will see this coming out. But I like Drew McIntyre. I think he will eventually beat Drew McIntyre. I'm going to go with my low pick first. And my low pick, and this will surprise some people, I like Killian Dane. Killian Dane is over 300 pounds. He's faster than a lot of the cruiserweights. He's more agile than some of the cruiserweights. He is, and let me tell you something. If you don't think Killian Dane could beat Brock Lesnar, I dare you to go to NXT War Games and see him do a coast-to-coast.
Oh, I remember that.
Onto the trash can head of
one of the undisputed
eras. I believe it was
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly, yeah. And it was just I'd never seen anybody so big get up on a top turnbuckle and jump to the other turnbuckle to drop kick some dude sitting in the corner. It's never, and I could see him just. Again, he's someone big enough. I think he can take a few suplexes, but he's so fast and he's big and he's strong that he would be able to just give Brock fits.
Yeah.
And I think he would actually take that title right off of Brock's, or should I say Paul Heyman's greedy little fingers.
Yeah.
Who's your next pick?
Lars Sullivan.
Lars Sullivan, the big guy from NXT.
Yes.
Who lost the chance to be the NXT championship, but I agree with it. Dude's as huge as a freaking Texas outhouse. Why do you like Lars, aside from the fact he's freaking big?
Well, I'm pretty sure he probably knows how to wrestle more than Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
He probably can take F5s.
Mm-hmm.
He can hurt Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah.
He's a similar size as Brock Lesnar. And let's see. Yeah, I bet that.
And he's got a freaking mean streak that would just literally just knock Brock off his head. Just literally knock his... I mean, I could see him picking him up and just slamming him down repeatedly.
Yeah, after a few freak accidents, I think he's not going to be able to.
By the way, the freak accident is actually...
It's his finisher.
It's his finisher. But I agree with you. I mean, Sullivan is huge. He's built, like a freaking tank.
Yeah. And
he could, I think, actually do some actual hurt, some damage to Brock Lesnar. I think, I think even if Lesnar gets him in an F5, Lars Sullivan looks like the kind of guy who just pop right back up like a daisy. Yeah. And just and continue the assault. My next guy is Samoa Joe. I like Samoa Joe, again, for the same reasons I like Killian Dane. He's a big guy. He's super agile. He's someone who you think, the moment you think he's out of it, he ends up doing an enziguri to the head and just knocks you.
He's going to be getting Brock in all those submissions, and he's going to be wearing him down to probably maybe the point where Brock ain't going to be able to suplex him.
Yeah, my only issue, the only issue I have with both Killian Dane and Samoa Joe is right now they're on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be able to face Lesnar for the Universal Championship. But still, these are two guys. And not only that, Samoa Joe, he's considered the Samoan submission machine for a reason. He puts you in the coquina clutch and knock you out. He's done that to Lesnar at least twice. He can put him in any number of other holes that would, put Lesnar down. I think it would take more than one F5. It would take several suplexes to knock Samoa Joe off his game. I'm seriously thinking that why Samoa Joe didn't win the Universal Championship the first time when he was on Raw is a shame. But I like Samoa Joe, who could definitely take out Brock Lesnar. All right, last but not least, who's your last guy? And I think this is not a big surprise to anybody.
The most stale act on Raw, more of a comedy act than a monster.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman.
And I think what's sad is they've made Braun Strowman to be this stale comedy act. It's like
Seriously, the freaking Raw main event started 3 minutes before it was supposed to end, only for Kevin Owens to run away into a porta potty just so Braun Strowman can pull him back into the arena and push him off the stage, and then Kevin Owens could be covered with all of that porta potty
blue
dye, yeah.
Why? Aside from the obvious, because Strowman's faced Lesnar once. And you think that now that he's the monster in the bank, you think he's got a definite shot?
Yeah, he's got a definite shot. So yeah.
I think what it's going to take is probably Lesnar showing up on Raw and Strowman coming out with a briefcase and say, "We're doing this now." And even if Heyman and Lesnar try to run away like the cowards that they are, I mean, if I think if Strowman cashes in right in front of Lesnar and says, "I dare you to beat me," I think you're going to find that we're going to have a new Universal Champion with Strowman. And I think that a lot of people are, and even I'm saying this is overdue. I think Strowman should win the title really quickly. My last guy, and I think the guy who has the best shot at taking out Brock Lesnar is Bobby Lashley. And the reason is because everybody, and I heard this from one rumor mill saying that they're planning on having Lesnar drop the title to Lashley. They consider Lashley to be and this is not my words, this is what they said, the Black Brock Lesnar.
Seriously, if you Google Black Lesnar, Bobby Lashley
comes up.
I'm not kidding.
And I think what makes it more interesting is the fact that both guys have got MMA, UFC reigns. They're both built like. In fact, I think Bobby Lashley's built even better than Brock Lesnar. I think Lashley could actually take on a lot of the punishment that Lesnar can dish out and still pop up and just start wailing on him. I think, if anything, it would make a great match. And I think it's what a lot of us really want. In a title shot, hopefully sometime this year, because I think Bobby Lashley could seriously not only take Brock's belt, but I think put Brock into a position where he won't be coming back for a while. And even if he gets a title shot or a rematch against Lashley, I think Lashley will beat him in a rematch. And I think a lot of us have been wanting this for a long time and have been hoping that we get this match. Anybody else you think that really quickly before we end our show today? Anybody else you have in mind that you think
No.
No, yeah, I don't
Not
think
really.
so. I think we pretty much have made it. I think we pretty much have solidified three things today. One, Raw sucks right now.
Yes, definitely.
That Brock Lesnar has been seen as many times as the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
And that WWE needs new writers. So with that, by the way, check out the G1 special this weekend coming out of Cow Palace. You'll be able to see it on Access TV. We highly recommend you see it. You'll see why we're so high on it. with that, my name is Goose.
I am Logan.
And we are the Wrestling Boys. We'll see you next week, hopefully, without my host and my co-host and my producer getting a slugfest. All right? Bye-bye.
Goodbye.